Hi everyone. In my last video, I created a Pareto chart to analyze restaurant guest complaints to see how a small number of issues can contribute to a large number of complaints. The Pareto measure that I created works well and can be used when there are no ties in the values. Whenever there is a tie, the percentages don't add up. In this video, we will build a new measure that solves the problem of ties, and I will take you through step by step in building the measure. You will find the link to the first part of this video in the description. Let's get started. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so to stay up to date with Power BI, Power Query and Excel videos from ExcelFort. For this second example, I am using the same file that I used in my first video. So I have a dates table and a complaints data table. Complaints data table has 3 columns: date, complaints and category. There are around 2000 records in this. Let's go back to the report. I have inserted line and stack column chart and laid out the number of complaints by complaints, right? And sorted it descending. In this file, we are going to create a Pareto percentage, which basically calculate the Pareto percentage over our complaint count. Generally, how Pareto percentage works is it takes the cumulative count and divides it by the grand total, right? So the challenge we faced in previous video was it was not able to handle the duplicates. Currently, you don't see any duplicates right here. If I select a particular year, for example, in 2021, you see these two complaints have got the same number of complaints. It should be able to handle duplicates. The Pareto measure works by ranking values. When there are ties, it assigns the same ranking, which can create an incorrect Pareto percentage result. To solve this issue, I should apply a unique ranking for each value, regardless of any ties. The model has just one measure, which basically counts the number of rows in the complaints table. The measure is complaints count. Fine. With this, I should be able to now build the new Pareto measure. Let me start by right clicking, choosing new measure. You can name it as Pareto percentage. Assign the visible value of the complaint to a new variable, which is the current complaint. Can use selected value for this. Selected value of complaint, and I return that. Next, I will check if this is not blank. That means it has just one value and not blank. Then I can proceed to do my Pareto calculation. The next step is to get all the visible complaints within the visual, right? For that, I can use all selected, and also I can assign it to a variable. I can call it all selected complaints, which will be all selected complaints. Now with this, I should be able to build a virtual table containing the complaints, the number of complaints, which is the measure, and the ranking. So let's build the table. Complaint table. We'll use add column to do this. Add column over all selected complaints, and I need to create a column. Let's call it count, which is the count of complaints. For that, we have already created a measure. I can just call it here, and I need to rank the complaints based on the number of complaints here. Let's create another column and use RANKX to rank over all selected complaint. Complaint count will be my expression to rank. this virtual table has 3 columns: the complaints, number of complaints, and the ranking. I won't be able to visualize this here. It will be easier for me to show it in DAX Studio. Let me close this measure. I'll put 1 for the time being. Let's take this table to DAX Studio and check what kind of output is generated, so I can explain how the ranking works. This part of the code, let me copy and go to DAX Studio. Here let me start with evaluate. You can paste the code. I need to return the table. Now I can run this. This is the virtual table that I have created. So as you can see, you see the number of complaints and the ranking. Here I cannot find a tie. Let's apply the year filter on top of this table. Just calculate table. We get the year equal to 2021. Okay, so we are looking at 2021 complaints by complaint count. So here you can see there is a tie, and the ranking is same as I mentioned before. So the challenge here is to break this tie and provide a unique number, unique ranking for these two values. One approach that I can take here is to add an additional ranking on top of what I already have. So I can add a ranking based on the complaint itself, which will be a text ranking. So let's go and do that. I'll add another ranking. I can copy and paste the same ranking over here and do the modification. Let's call this as rank complaint, and instead of ranking using the expression as complaint count, I will use complaint data complaint itself. So we are doing an alphabetical ranking or text based ranking. Let me run this. Now you get a new ranking column that ranks based on the complaints itself. It's going from A to Z. So as you see, it's sorted on descending. It's ranked on descending. If you sort the number of counts here, you will come to the duplicate values or the ties where we have 30 and 30. The ranking is 10, identical, but look at the ranking that is done based on the text ranking. You get different values. Now I can combine these two ranking columns and create a unique ranking. One thing I need to note is that I should not disturb the ranking that is done on the number of complaints. For that, what I'll do, I'll just divide the text ranking by 10,000 to get a decimal number that is not going to disturb my ranking. Okay, let me run this and check. So you get decimals here. So if you combine these two together, plus, I'll remove this. So now I've got two ranking added together. Let's check the results. Let me sort this on descending. Now when you are at the ties 30 and 30, so you see the ranking has some decimal points that differentiates these two numbers. So this is what I want. I just wanted a unique ranking. To make this calculation more robust, I can increase the number of decimals by increasing 10,000 to 1 million. Let me run this again. Yeah, still you are getting it right. Now this looks perfect. Now that I have completed this table, I can just copy and put it in my measure. Next step is to calculate the cumulative total. Now from this table, I should be able to find out the ranking of the currently selected complaint. For that, I can filter this virtual table by the currently selected complaint and get the ranking position. Let's create a new variable for that. I can call it current complaint position. So first I need to filter my table where complaint equal current complaint. Once I have this table filtered, then it's a matter of using RANKX to get the ranking position. So this basically returns the ranking position for each complaint that's in the visual. We can test it out. I'll return the current position. Let me switch this visual to a table visual so you can easily see that. I can drag and drop this measure over here. Since I have already added decimal points to this measure, let me increase it to 6 points and sort this ascending. Now you clearly see where there is a tie. You see a clear ranking, clear unique ranking for these values. I can get rid of this measure for the time being and switch this visual back to stack column and line chart and continue on the measure. So now that I know the current position for the selected complaint, it's easy for me to calculate the cumulative total now. For that, let me create another variable. I can call it cumulative complaint count. To do that, I need to first filter the complaints table where the ranking is less than or equal to the current position. So this will give all the rows that are less than or equal to the current position. From there, I need to total using SUMX the count. So now I have the cumulative complaint count. To calculate the percentage, I need the total count, total cumulative count, which will be calculate over complaints count, all selected. Now it's a matter of dividing the cumulative count by the total count. For that, let me create another variable. This will be the final one. I'll name it as result divide cumulative count divided by the total count. I can return the result. This is a percentage, so let me apply the percentage. Keep it at 2 decimal points. Now let's test the measure. For this to work in the right order, you need to sort it by Pareto percentage. It will be on ascending order. Now you get the percentages going nicely. Let's go back to 2021 where we had values 30 and 30 and the percentage is correctly calculated. Now let's go through the measure that I have created. Because it's a long measure, let me take you through. We initially started with our currently selected complaint. It's assigned to a variable called current complaint. Then I checked if it is not blank and has one value. In a new variable, we assign all selected complaints. And next we created a table with 3 columns. Starting with all selected complaints. For each complaint, we iterated and calculated the complaints count and the ranking. The first ranking is based on the complaint count. Then we added to that the complaint based on the complaint itself, which is a alphabetic ranking. That I had to divide it by 1 million to get a decimal number, right? When added together, it created a unique ranking for each complaint. With this table, I went on and found out what is the current ranking for the currently selected complaint. Then to get the cumulative count, I had to filter the table where the ranking is less than or equal to the current ranking, so that all the values that are less than or equal to current ranking will be used for sum x to calculate the total count. And in the next line, I just calculated the total count, removing any filter on the complaint within the visual. Then the last step is to calculate the percentage. We got the cumulative count and divided it by the total count. I have inserted a parameter over here for the Pareto threshold, which ranges from 0 to 100%. Now, in order to incorporate this within the visual to highlight the number of issues that need to be solved for any selected Pareto percentage, we can create a conditional formatting measure. Let's go and do that. New measure. I'll call this Pareto conditional formatting. You can use if Pareto percentage is less than or equal to the threshold value, whatever values that is selected on the parameter, then I can assign a color. Let's say dark orange. This is fine. And confirm the measure. Let me go back to my chart and use conditional formatting. Under columns FX, let me choose field value and select the conditional formatting measure, Pareto CF. Click OK. Now I've selected 63%. Let's say change it to 70%. So this means to solve 70% of your total complaints, you need to address 4 major issues. I hope this video was helpful in learning how to create a Pareto percentage measure that handles ties. Don't forget to download the file that I used in this video from the description below. Subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you very much.